Hey there, it's Kelly Harbaugh with Working Homeschooler, and I want to talk to you today about how homeschooling older children, when you are working full-time outside the home, can reduce the chaos in your household. Did I just say that? Yes, I did. It can reduce the chaos in your household. Let me give you an example. This is how things looked when I was working full-time and had kids in school. I would work a full day. I would usually have work I had to bring home, some type of reports or something I hadn't finished that needed to be done at night. However, I also would come home to house cleaning that needed to be done, dinner that needed to be made, laundry that needed to be done, and then 2 to 4 hours of homework help that my kids needed from me. That was just a regular night if we weren't involved in activities. My kids were both involved in activities, so it became impossible when we had a basketball game or a softball practice to go to. It was just crazy, and nobody looked forward to the end of the day. I mean, who would? Everything was just prescribed for us from the beginning, and we had no freedom and no just family time together, and we were always behind. It was very, very stressful. Here's how things looked when I started homeschooling. I would still go to work all day, but during the day, my kids were able to work on assignments that I gave them, and they were always finished well before their peers were home from school. And so they had plenty of time to help with chores that they technically had before, but didn't have a lot of time to complete because of all those other demands. So my kids were very easily able to keep up with their own laundry. They were able to keep the house picked up, dusted, and swept, pretty simple chores, and, keep the dishes done. Now, personally, I usually took care of dinner in the crock pot, but if I needed them to make something simple or to start something for me, they were able to do it. And so when I got home, I did not have this mountain of tasks to do, a mountain of chores to do. We had schoolwork to go over together, but it wasn't this pressing 4 hours of things that I didn't know what they were going to be till I got there. That's a big part of it, right? When you're homeschooling, you have a plan and you basically know what's on the agenda and on the schedule before you get home. So the evening looked more like maybe talking about one of the lessons over dinner, going over what they did in their work that day, correcting anything, answering questions, helping with something they might have had trouble with, and then discussing something that was important for the next lesson. Say we did history together, so maybe teaching the next history lesson. It wasn't a scramble. If one of my kids was having a lot of trouble with, say, a math lesson, then we could slow down and put something off till the next day, because there's always going to be the lesson where everything works real smoothly and you get ahead. The customized pace also reduced the chaos. So we had less busy work to do in the evening. We had less chores to do in the evening, and most of the schoolwork was completed during the day. This gave us more freedom, more family time to go to basketball or softball, and not be worried about being up until 11 o'clock doing homework because it was just due the next day. We were able to customize everything to work for our family. Now, I always say that doesn't mean that homeschooling's easy. Homeschooling is not easy, and that's because parenting is not easy. But when you compare what your real option is as a working parent, which is the chaos of sending your child to school and coming home to everything done in the evening, or the order of having control of how everything fits together, working and homeschooling can definitely reduce the stress in your home. Have a great day.